Yeah. Alexa, volume 7. Oh. Where is the intro? Boom.
Live Q&As. In this live stream, you can ask me anything you want. I'm an expert when it comes to apartment locating, digital marketing, paid advertising, organic tactics, really everything in the real estate industry or digital marketing industry. Why do we choose to be locators over realtors? The reason we choose to leverage our real estate license and specifically become locators over realtors is because the job is easier and we can make more money. That's just the quick answer. Nowadays, locators average closer to 80K a year. Okay, some make way more, some make less. And then realtors average 50K, which is a little higher than what the old average, I think, was 45K for realtors for like the longest time. Now that's increased to 50K. But hey, locators average 80. So I was saying this to everyone years ago. No one really believed me except for our students. But nowadays, what's really exciting is that you can just go to Indeed or Glassdoor or Ask ChatGPT, and it'll just prove that for you. Locators make more money because the business is easier. All right. While realtors have to deal with so many steps before they close a client, locators, we can just post a bunch of free ads, take 10-minute Zoom calls, send the clients by themselves. They drive by themselves to the apartments. They write our name down, and that's our commission right there. What's even more amazing is that we're positioning ourselves as agents, helping our clients during the first stage of home ownership. Because what do you think people do before they buy a house? They rent an apartment. That's the natural first step evolution before someone saves a bunch of money, advances in their career, and then decides to buy a house. So it's really amazing if you're following along is that, yes, the business is easier. We can make more money, but inevitably, as long as you've got a CRM like that's sophisticated, you can automatically nurture relationships with your renter clients that are already making you six figures. You can nurture that relationship, extract more referrals from their friends or family, and do the same easy job of referring them to an apartment. But what's amazing is that once these renters evolve and become first-time home buyers, it's so much easier to work with the same client that already has a business relationship with you. So that's how you can kind of take that renter lead, evolve it into a first-time home buyer, and that's 10 or 20K a pop. That's why we're so excited about this industry. Anyhow, welcome to the Q&As. In just a second, it will start, and then you'll get to ask me whatever you want live. See you real soon.
Hello. I just realized I didn't email or text anyone. So let me do that now and then answer the questions and hop off. And happy holidays. Join me for a live Q&A right now for Christmas Eve. Ask me anything apartment locating related. Boom. Spell that right. Right now, ask me anything apartment locating related. Q&A. and then send the text. All right, now let me text everyone since I forgot to, and email them. So that's done. Select, and there we go. Send email. Live Q&A to join me live for a Q&A right now. Ask me anything locator related. Apartment locator related. Boom. Okie dokie. Boom. I got you. Cool. All right, there we go. Let's see. Okay, well, now I emailed and texted everyone. Just this second. Okay, let's see. Boom. See if the emails went through. Oh. Yes. Cool. Yeah, I started this thing and like didn't text anyone or email anyone or announce it. I was like, where is everyone? Yeah, let's start this Q&A. I've got questions that my team has already compiled. So let me just answer them and hop off so everyone can enjoy their Christmas Eve. And the sun is down. Dang. Remove. All right, let's get started. So someone had questions in the school group. Let me just start there and answer. So what's up, April Boyd? Issue with survey opening the Zoom calendar. Okay, what's April asking? Hey, everyone, I'm currently setting up my Locator IQ survey flow. Nice. So landing page survey, Zoom booking link. Yeah. And everything is working smoothly except for the final step. When the survey is submitted, the page just reloads and then and the submit button loops instead of redirecting to the Zoom link page I entered. I already set up the redirect under on submit in settings and saved it, but it still doesn't move forward. I even had someone test it for me and experience the same issue. Has anyone run into this issue? How to fix it? Yeah, so April, go log into Locator IQ, and on the bottom right, there's this like black chat icon. You can just go on there, start a chat with my support, and then they'll support you on Zoom calls like 24/7. So it's probably really easy for them to diagnose that. Maybe you just pasted the wrong redirect link to your calendar. So yeah, you take that calendar link, copy it, paste it under the survey settings, and then it should just redirect there. So if you're having an issue with that, I would just hop on with support. If you have IQ Premium, it's 24/7 support. So that's what I would do. Let me move on to someone else's question real quick. LS. What's up? Picture question. Are you generating leads with ads using photos from the apartment websites, or are you visiting the buildings and taking your own photos? Yeah, so the answer is kind of like both. But when you first start off and it's your first week, you're not going to drive around. I mean, you really shouldn't drive around. It's just kind of a waste of time. When you're first starting off, what you want to do is manipulate your database, start understanding your map, start memorizing what the map looks like. And then you want to manipulate your database. So you start getting familiar with market prices. That's all you do when you're a beginner. And so if you want to start running ads, just go to the websites, right click and save all the images from the gallery of the apartment website and just run those until you close a couple people. And then, yeah, if you see that you're really closing a lot, like let's say in Cedar Park, because they've got good specials, and you're like, wow, I keep leasing over at Mirror Lake and Lakeline Crossing a lot. Well, once you notice that you're making money there, then yeah, it makes sense to drive there, maybe call them and say, do you mind if I take some better photos, or just ask them if they have higher quality photos? Like you ask the apartment staff. And then it makes sense because you've already made money there before a couple times, and you'll probably make money there again. But don't just do that right off, like when you're first starting off. It's a rather waste of time because you don't really know if that apartment's even going to make you money yet. So when you first start off, the number one thing is study your database, study the map the way we show you. And then number two is just save all the apartment pictures off the website and run ads off that until you start making money. Then you double down. Okay. Antoinette here. Is anybody working for Michigan? Actually, I don't really know, Miss Hill, if we have any Michigan students. We might. Let's see. The locator challenge, Black Friday. There's Alex posting his cold calls. Let's see here. Congrats to Amy's first lease in Texas. That's pretty cool. Yeah, one of our agents got 175% 2-bedroom lease. That's pretty dope. That'll be like $3,000. Congratulations. Wow, you got 7 comments on that, Amy. People are pretty hyped. April says, love this for you. Should I just share my screen? I should probably just share my screen while I do this. Let's see here. Share screen, entire screen. And let's see if this works. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so let's see. Amy's first lease, she made like $3,000 off an apartment rental in Texas, and that's her first one. How cool is that? Like, imagine 3 of those. You make $3,000 like Amy's first lease 3 times in a month, which is super easy to do. That's like not even one a week. And that's $9,000. So that's why we're talking about this business. It just works, and you're not, it's not like being a realtor where you have to like, send offers and writing back and forth during a time window or not, you get sued. And then you got to review the contract, which is hard in itself. And then drive around, and there's like all these steps, getting pre-qualified, doing the offer. Maybe there's a contingency, which makes it even more complicated before the offer gets approved, more timelines. Then if the offer is approved, you got to set the inspections back and forth. Obviously, they're going to find something in the inspection. Then it takes you back to negotiations. Like being a realtor is just hard, But when you can work from home, do a quick Zoom call and go, what's up? You want a lease in Cedar Park, Texas? Well, go to these 2. They're doing 2 months free. Please write my name down. Imagine just doing all of that from home on a Zoom call. Your client drives out there, applies, writes her name down, and done. $3,000, like Amy's first lease. Like it's way easier than being a realtor. And you just rinse and repeat that process and make 6 figures from there, right? Yet people will still hate on locators. Alexa, volume 3. Yet people will still hate on locators. But the thing is, you can make 6 figures in this niche and then just build a quick pipeline because as you know, right, there's way more renters in the market that you can build a pipeline out of over buyers or sellers competing with other realtors. The family has a family realtor that they always use. So if you're trying to generate a lead like that, now you're competing against another realtor. Guys, no one even uses locators. There's less than 10,000 of us in the United States compared to 1.5 million active realtors. So there's like no competition. So you can build a pipeline out of renters by being a locator, make 6 figures in the process of sending someone from Zoom to go rent an apartment. So you're making 6 figures and winning during that process, but you're just building up that pipeline. And these people, these renters, are eventually going to improve on their career, make more money, save more money, and they're going to buy a house anyways. So if you have a sophisticated tool like Locator IQ, the CRM, you can fire off a long-term nurturing automation that will check in with them, powered by ChatGPT. I know a lot of people hate ChatGPT nowadays, but like for business, it's great. You can put someone in an automation that's going to text them every month, email them every month, send a voicemail, just giving them good renter advice so you stay top of mind throughout their year lease term. And month 10, month 11, before their lease ends, your automations are going to ask them if they want to work with you again, or better yet, buy a house. So that's kind of the only way I've been able to buy a house help people buy houses is I just convert my pre-existing rental clients, and when they're ready to buy a house, they already remember me from their apartment rental anyways. So you can still sell houses, just in a much more smarter, less challenging way, right? And then the whole other conversation is like, do new home constructions, be a buyer agent, do new home construction only, because then you don't need the MLS. You don't need to pay the dues to the National Association of Realtors. You can just avoid all of that headache, show a client a couple brand new home neighborhoods like, I don't know, KB Home, DR Horton, Lennar, and then just sell them a house that way. It's just so much easier than resale. Okay, let's continue on. Now let me remove this. Boom. Instagram. Boom. Boom. Um, oh yeah, I need a house photographer. If someone has a house, like a property pictures, like a photographer, please refer them to me. I need that. Okay. All right, let's get to the other questions now. Where are we here? Hello. Boom. Boom. Can you guys hear me okay? Can someone just drop a quick comment letting me know? And then let me go through the rest of these questions here. All right, Mike is asking, what's the fastest paid ad strategy for locators to get like qualified renters in the next 7 days? Mike, the strategy that we teach is YouTube paid ads only. And so no Facebook ads, no Instagram ads, no Google sponsored. That would be a waste of money. Like if you're doing Google sponsored, you might as well just do Google LSAs, the local search ads. That's what I argue. But the answer, Mike, is YouTube paid ads, because Google owns YouTube, and it still gives you that filter to filter like home type, renter, in the market to rent within the next 30 days. So you can't select those filters on Meta. So you wouldn't run cold ads initially on Meta, but you can on YouTube. So the strategy we teach is like a quick 1 or 2 minute ad on YouTube, filter it the right way, and then geo target like, your city or something. And then lead them from the ad to a locator IQ survey, get all their pre-qual right away, and then land them on the calendar page for them to book a quick 10-minute call with you. That's kind of what we teach. And that's the fastest way you can lead gen in like within 7 days. In fact, within 1 day, you can get multiple leads from that. Okay. Sarah, the move date filter. Okay, so Sarah's asking, like, how do you filter for like 1 to 60 day movers so you're not wasting time on the tire kickers? I know what you mean, Sarah. So one issue with marketing or with our industry, even though locating is technically like the easiest thing you can do in real estate, one challenge is like we only have like a 60-day max window that someone needs to move in to really close them and make money. And the reason is because apartments operate on 2-month notices. So like if you were looking to rent an apartment in 3 months, I can't really make money off of you because even the apartments don't know their availability because someone hasn't given a 2-month notice yet, right? So you can only help people that are looking to move immediately up to like 60 days max. So Sarah's asking, like, how do you filter for that so you're not just wasting money? The answer is to just say that in your ad copy. So whether you're doing ad copy, like, I don't know, you're using Marketplace, Craigslist, Nextdoor, any of these sites that we teach, one of the first lines that I say, like before the rest of the ad copy is I'm like I can only help you if you're looking to move in within 60 days, right? And when you say that, people naturally filter themselves out. And so if I run a YouTube ad, part of that ad script is saying that like right away. It's like the first part of the ad. Because when people hear that, they'll just naturally filter themselves out and not click the ad. So when you start like your YouTube ad, instead of saying something general like, hey, what's up? We're a real estate company. We help you find apartments. You should work with us. That would be not a good ad. What you have to do is you have to really emphasize the window like right away. So when you start your ad, you have to say something like, if you're looking to move in tomorrow or within 60 days max, then pay attention. And when you say stuff like that, people kind of just filter themselves out and they're like, okay, well, that's not me, skip, you know? And so that's kind of how you want to open. But it is important though, because if you just generate all these leads and someone's not really trying to move in soon, it's kind of like a waste of a lead in a way. I guess you could put them in your long-term nurture automation and they're still in your CRM. So it's not a total waste, but you do want to like target for people that are trying to move in soon. So you can do that by putting it in your ad copy and saying it in your ads. Like, hey, if you're someone that needs to find an apartment right away, up to 30 days or tomorrow, you really need to pay attention to this. And then you start the ad like that. Okay. The offer that hits, what's the best ad offer right now? Run through is free listed. Okay. So Jason's asking like, what's the best lead magnet for renters? Okay. So what you can do, man, I don't really run lead magnets anymore, Jason. My approach is like direct response. So I'll just run a YouTube ad and just say like, hey, if you're looking to rent an apartment now, this is how I can help you. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to set up your utilities. The special won't change. It's a free service, but only if you book now. So my approach is like really direct. I don't really do lead magnets anymore, but I used to. They still work, Jason. So if you're looking to create a lead magnet as an apartment locator, one of the things that have worked for me is I would do like a local city guide, and I would say like, highlights of, whatever your market is, Denver, Colorado. And I would tell them like, in this ebook, you're going to get the best restaurants, the best places for trails, whatever, and then the best, dive bars, whatever people are into. Okay. Or you can just say like 5 of the best, 5 of the best, 5 of the best. And then it's free to download, if you're looking to rent an apartment. That's it. It's just written by a real estate agent, And so that's what I would do in the past for lead magnets, is I would just give them that. And I mean, it's not even that hard. You just ask ChatGPT, like, hey, tell me the best 5 restaurants or 10 in Austin. Tell me the best 10 spots to walk around in trails, like, more than just Zilker Park. And then like 10 of the best dive bars in the heart of downtown Austin, whatever. ChatGPT will do it for you. Then just turn it into a pretty ebook, and then there's your lead magnet. Like best attractions in Austin, Texas, every renter needs to hear, And then you can just give that to people for free. It does work. It really does work, because when people are moving into the city, they're like, oh, I want to know the best restaurants and the best dive bars and the best places to walk around, like greenery, so it does work. That's what worked for me. All right. Ashley is asking, how do you set up city-based targeting without getting garbage leads like outside your area? Just make it a requirement in your ad manager, Ashley. So because we're running real estate housing ads, you can't, sometimes they won't let you do zip code targeting so precise, but they do let you do like a general how many miles and what cities, like overall circle thing with like Facebook ads and Google ads. So you can't get like super zip code specific, but for me, I'm just going to put like 30 miles, Austin, done. And you can just kind of start with that. Okay. That's how you do that. So you do it in the ad manager and you make it a requirement. It's actually not that hard, but you can't do zip codes. Not really. The survey that qualifiable questions must be on your, let me see here. What are you asking? Brandon, you're asking about the the pre-qual survey questions and stuff that must be on there to pre-qualify them. I mean, you don't have to go that hard, but the super main ones are like what their income is, because people have to qualify 3 times the rent to qualify. So if the apartment's $2,000 a month, they have to show $6,000 a month in gross income. So like put the income requirement on there. The credit score needs to be like over 580, and they're good for apartments. So the credit for sure. Any criminal, if they have like misdemeanors or felonies, hopefully they have none. So that needs to be on there as well. And then any like property debt stuff, like evictions, broken leases, property debt. Those are like the 4 or 5 really, really important ones. And then of course, like where they're trying to live, what's the area of preference, right? So like once you have those 5, and then maybe how many bedrooms do you need? So like 6, right? Everything else you want to ask is kind of extra. I like to ask about their daycare, because people just lease apartments always right next to the daycare, even if they tell you otherwise. That's what we've learned. So I like to add that. I like to add if they have any pets, so I can help them avoid pet fees. But all of that other stuff is kind of extra. Okay, cool. Emily's asking about a paid ad budget. reality check. So if you only have $10 a day, what do I do for paid ads? So if you can only spend $10 a day, Emily, you would only do remarketing ads only. So all the people that visit your website, all the people that hit your survey link or your landing page, remarket to those URLs only. So just create a custom audience based off of survey, website. Basically, that's it. Maybe your Instagram. Bundle all of that into a custom audience on like Facebook. Because for remarketing campaigns, you do want to use Facebook and Instagram because the placement is cheaper over YouTube and it's just remarketing, right? So remember, with cold ads, YouTube, with remarketing, it's Meta. All right. So with $10 a day, you would only run remarketing ads. With $25 a day, that's kind of like the minimum for like a YouTube ad, cold ads. For $50 a day, that's what you should be spending like to start off, on like cold YouTube ads. So yeah. So one thing you can do is, if let's say you only have $50 a day max to spend on ads, you could do $40 a day on YouTube cold ads the way we teach, and then just $10 a day remarketing ads. Done. And then that's like just a good approach. Okay. Chris, you're asking like, what's the easiest video ad script a locator can record today that actually converts? I kind of gave you an example earlier in this live, but keep it like simple, man. 60 seconds on YouTube. So like, just film on your phone with 4K, stand in front of the camera, and just say, like, if you're someone that needs to rent an apartment right away, you do not want to miss this message, whatever, just build the hook. And then say, like, look, you're probably like scrolling on Marketplace, all these online platforms to look for an apartment, and it's really stressful, right? The prices change, you don't know what's really available. Is it going to look like the pictures in reality? What I can do for you is help you for free. I'm a licensed real estate agent. All I do is look at apartment deals. And for the rest of this month, you get to book a quick 10-minute Zoom call with me completely for free. I'm going to find you the best apartment within your budget. And I'm also going to do a couple things for you as well. I'm going to help you set up your utilities and set all of that up so you don't have to worry about it when you move in. We'll take care of that again for free. And then the next thing we're going to do is, and then you can talk about your rebate offer if you have one. So all you got to do is click the link below, book a call with me, and then your apartment hunt can be a problem of the past. Done. 60 seconds, put some captions, and then that's your ad, right? So just don't overthink it, Chris. It doesn't really matter, As long as like your background is nice and you're filming in 4K, just upload it, send it. Okay, when should you use YouTube for cold traffic versus Meta? So Taylor's asking like the difference between YouTube ads and Meta. Like, when should you use YouTube versus Meta? We did talk about that earlier. So you do YouTube ads for cold, like lead gen to strangers in the world. Use Meta for retargeting. I don't really use Meta for cold traffic. I mean, you could test it, but not really. It's more advanced to do that. The only way you would ever test Meta for apartment locator cold ads is if you had like a lot of history doing well on YouTube, and then maybe you can like download a list of all of those leads that you've ever generated first on YouTube, export them into CSV, take that CSV, create a lookalike audience at 1% on Facebook, and maybe test cold on that, on like a 1% lookalike audience for Facebook. But I still wouldn't do that. But that's the way you would maybe try it. Okay, cool. A lot of that probably went over a lot of people's heads. Okay, Ryan, the LSA money, what makes Google apparently? Okay, so Ryan's asking about what I said earlier about the Google LSA and like why it's better than Google sponsored. So he's saying like what makes Google LSAs like a better for locators? Like why is it better than Google sponsored? Yeah, Ryan. So like when you do Google sponsored ads, like you just bid for keywords and then people click the link and you get charged. So that's like what everyone thinks Google ads are. But if you're smart, the way we teach agents, you would do Google LSAs instead if you're an apartment locator. And what Google LSA is, Ryan, is Google local search ads. So if you have like a Google business presence, on the map, then what you can do is you can run something called Google LSA ads, and you only appear in your service areas. So if I typed in like apartment locator and I'm in Austin, then you would pop up through an LSA ad, but you only get charged if I click the link, but then actually book a call with you. So you have to generate me as a real lead before they even charge you, because the Google LSAs are charged per lead generated, not just by link click. So that's what makes them better, in my opinion. It doesn't work out that way for every single business, but for locators, yeah, Google LSAs are better, in my opinion. That's why we teach them in our master class. Like, okay. So that's the difference there. The pipeline math. Let me get one. How do you find it? Jessica says, like, how many leads does it take to like get a lease, and how do you track it properly? So let's say you generate 10 leads, or 10 people reply on Marketplace, or 10 people book a call. Well, there is a difference. So if 10 people book a Zoom call with you, Jessica, you're probably, if you're good, you're probably going to close like 3 of them, because it's a Zoom call. If 10 people like reply on Marketplace and you're decent, you might close 1 or 2 of them. That's kind of the ratio there. Now, if you're like me or Alex, our head coach, and someone books a Zoom call, we close like 50% of them, because we're just good locators. And then if someone replies on Marketplace, like Alex and I can still close at 20 or 30%. So that's kind of like the ratio there. But even a decent, like not so good locator can still close 1 out of every 10 Marketplace replies. And then if they book a Zoom call, they can still close like probably 2 or 3 if it's a Zoom call. Zoom works better because it's more like personal, like you're right in front of them. And then the last question was, how do you track it properly? We use Locator IQ, the CRM. So every lead generated, or every time someone calls us or emails us, they appear right in our pipeline in Locator IQ. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we just do boom, let's see here. So if you go into IQ, you go to pipeline. I can kind of show you right here, like, so you see how it says new leads, like right there. So every time someone 71,000, every time someone calls you or texts you or emails you or sends you a social media message, or like clicks on a landing page form or a survey, they land in new leads. So we can see them properly here, and then you keep moving them down the, just keep moving them down the pipeline. So that's how we track everything and stay organized. I hope that helped. Let's see here. Boom. That might be all the questions. Let's see. No show. Okay, so Kevin's like, what's the follow-up sequence that reduces no-shows after a renter books a call? Yeah, so when a renter books a call, first of all, they land on a thank you page, Kevin, and they see a quick little video that it also re-engages them and entices them to show up. And the little video is like a minute long, and we're like, hey, thanks for booking a call. That's super smart of you. We're going to knock this thing out together on a 10-minute Zoom call, so you can stop scrolling listings and wasting time. It's not even accurate anyways. Just wait till our Zoom call. And remember, we're going to do this for you, set up your utilities and all this stuff, but only if you really show up to the Zoom call. We look forward to seeing you there. And if you want to skip it, just text us the word call me to this number, and an agent will call you right away, right? So that's like the little video that's on the thank you page right after they book. But on top of that, which really helps the show up rate, we will send like a confirmation text, an email, and then leading all the way up to the call, like 2 hours before, we text them the Zoom link. So all they have to do is just click the link and they're on the Zoom call. So that's kind of how we reduce the no-shows. The thank you page video, re-emphasizing the offers, the bonus offers, and then the notifications. Like, we make it super easy for them to show up. Like, even if you forget, like say you're my client, you just forget, and you're just walking around, as long as you're holding your phone, I'm going to text you and notify you and be like, tap the link and join, it's time. So yeah, that's how no one ever falls through. How do you handle, Amanda is saying, how do you handle leads with low credit, evictions, or broken leases without wasting time? So when a lead hits my survey and they answer anything negative, like broken lease, eviction, or like I have low credit, then it automatically disqualifies them. So my system will not allow them to book a call with me. It disqualifies them, and then it fires off another locator IQ automation, texting a colleague that I've identified that works with like bad credit leads. It will text them and refer them that lead from me to them. And it'll just say to the colleague, like, hey, this person, I'm referring them to you. This is what they answered on the survey. And it just pre-fills the survey answers for them so they know exactly what they're looking for, and they see the 500 credit score. So I refer them automatically. It disqualifies them on my survey. And then I also text them. Once they're disqualified, I text the lead and I'm like, hey, I'm going to refer you to this agent. They're going to be a much better resource for you because of the way you answered this. So they'll take better care of you because they're more familiar, right? Whatever. And then so I text the lead that, I disqualify them, and I automatically refer them out to some other agent. If they do close them, my system will also automatically follow up with the colleague a month later, and it'll say, hey, did you close them? Pay me my referral fee. All of this is happening as I sleep on the back end because I use Locator IQ. So that's what I don't work with low qualified leads. It's a waste of time. If someone has an eviction or like low credit, it's just a gamble. You're going to work with these people, show them around. Maybe you'll get them to apply, and then they're going to get denied anyways. So I don't like to gamble with my own time. Let's see here. I'm going to book people to book calls. What happens when someone almost books on your calendar, but then they don't? What do you do to solve that? Tyler is asking. So yeah, if you're using Locator IQ, the survey it will recognize when someone reached the calendar page but never booked. And if 4 hours goes by and they don't book, my systems will text them and email them like, hey, you were so close, click here and continue booking. So you have to have that opt-out logic built in. IQ does have that. Some other CRMs don't, though, so be careful. Okay. I think that's the last question I'm going to answer, though, because I got to bounce. I hope that was helpful to you guys in a week. We'll do this again in a week, and happy holidays. Bye-bye.